gang, it's Maria here from hockeytrainingpro.com and ultimategoalietraining.com. I had a question about training ankle stability in a goalie. So any hockey player needs to have good ankle stability because you're on an unstable surface, you're standing on ice with narrow skate blades. So, and we can lose stability for various reasons. I mean, in younger athletes or people who are new to hockey and skating, they might not have the strength yet. But also, ankle sprains will reduce the structural integrity of the ankle. But you can also have an impact on some of the feedback mechanisms that give you information about how your body's positioned in space or how that joint is positioned. So there is a fair amount of retraining, and a lot of times after an injury like that, you know, when it's not painful to walk anymore, we think that it's cured. But really there are a few steps that you should take that can maybe help reduce the risk of re-injuring that ankle and improve your performance. The first one, I'm just going to use a red TheraBand. So this is a light or a medium TheraBand. And I'm going to put that around just at my forefoot. Actually, I'm going to loop it through here so it doesn't go flying off. And then I use my other foot under my calf just as a bolster. And all I'm going to do is turn my ankle outward. So I'm everting my ankle. And I'm trying to keep control of that. So I don't want to just go mindlessly. I'm trying to come out and come back. And don't worry if your foot kind of cogwheels a little bit coming back or is a little bit jerky. That'll smooth out. My foot's in just a relaxed position, so I'm not pulling my toes up as I do that. I just have my foot relaxed. It's actually pointed down just a little bit. So I would do 10 to 15 like that at about this pace, and I feel that a little bit just in the outside here. I would build up to as many as 20 to 30 repetitions of that exercise, in particular if I've had an injury to that ankle or had some trouble with that ankle. And then I would also do the other direction. So same idea, my foot's just in a relaxed position, and I'm just turning in. So once you've retrained the strength, and actually to take a step back, you want to make sure that you have the mobility in your ankle. So I did another video on this in response to a question about shin pain, but basically you want to make sure that you have the same amount of dorsiflexion in each ankle. Sometimes people will have one that's really, really good, and then say I've sprained this ankle and it might only get to there. Then I would need to work that dorsiflexion, keeping my heel on the ground, to get it to loosen up and get moving. And you may even need some mobilization from your sport physio. But then we need to make that joint smart again. So one of the things we'll start with is just single leg balance. When you do single leg balance, make sure your knee is slightly bent, because then you have to rely more on muscles for stabilization rather than just the structure of your knee for stability. So bend that knee a little bit, make it a bit more dynamic. When I can do this for 60 seconds on each side without having to touch my foot down or without, you know, shimmying all over the place, then I'm going to close one eye. And when I can do that for 60 seconds on each side, then I'll close both eyes. So what I'm doing is removing the visual input and really making my body just rely on those joint position receptors in the ankle to give me information, and then for my muscles to respond and react accordingly. And that can be trained really, really quickly. If I wanted to make my single leg balancing a little more challenging, I just want to add some perturbations from different directions. So I might stand here on my single leg, I have that light bungee again, and I'm just doing really what is a pec fly, but it's trying to turn me around. So my body wants to turn this way. I'm having to use my hip and my knee and my ankle to help keep me balanced. Or you can always balance on one foot and have someone, your training partner or someone at home, just give you little taps so that you're having to react to unexpected perturbation in your balance. So I hope that gives you a few ideas of things you can work on to improve the mobility, the strength, and the smarts of your ankle joint to help you reduce the risk of injury if maybe you've sprained that ankle before, and at very least improve your performance. Great question. This is Maria from hockeytrainingpro.com and ultimategoalietraining.com.